forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, kind of a cool night out there as temperatures are starting to fall with especially a little bit of a wind, a little breeze we've got. 15 to 20 mile an hour winds with temperatures in the 30s. Feels more like the 20s tonight. And boy, with that, look at this 28 mile per hour gust that we have had. It is keeping things quite chilly tonight. Still a lot of cloud cover around, but as the skies begin to clear, we're going to watch temperatures dip down to the 20s. We're saying it's a frost scrape alert on the vehicles as we forecast 20 degrees tomorrow morning as you make your way out to your vehicle. All right, while tomorrow morning is dry in terms of precipitation, by Friday we're talking snow and ice. We'll show it to you coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
We don't want them to recommend this application to move forward.
One wind farm company tried and failed to get its plan passed 2 years ago. Now it's trying again.
Plus, a village board could soon look different. Why it all starts with a map.
Two at the Capitol are running for the top job in the state Senate. What each of them is considering doing if they take over.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
So we have a lot of concerns. Some of them are around health and safety.
And tonight, people in DeWitt County shared those concerns with county leaders and a company trying to build a wind farm near their homes. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. The company Tradewind Energy is looking to build this farm for the second time. A lot of people in DeWitt County didn't want it when it was last proposed, but this time around there are more mixed opinions. Tradewind Energy is requesting a special use permit to build the wind farm on land in between Waynesville, Wapella, and Clinton. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen is live in our newsroom tonight. So Jennifer, they've been having public hearings. What's been happening at those?
Jessica, Tradewind Energy presented its proposal to the public, and people have been giving their testimonies either in favor or opposition to the plan. While some are all for it, others don't want the company to build in the county they live in. Tradewind Energy has big plans for a large plot of land in DeWitt County.
We've got about 200 participating landowners, about 95 of which are actually in this part of the project, a little over 12,000 total acres. We're proposing not more than 66 individual wind turbines.
The company applied for a special use permit, awaiting the approval from the zoning board and the county. But before that decision is made, people are getting the chance to share their thoughts at a series of public hearings. There are many with opposing opinions.
Those that aren't getting paid for the project but live in the footprint. So they're going to have to live with the impacts of these turbines, and they're not getting compensated for it. So think of all the shadow flicker they're going to endure, the noise that these turbines put off. They're going to have to live with that day in and day out.
Andrea Rhodes is not in favor of the project for many reasons.
We saw on December 1st, 2018, just south of us, a storm, a very severe storm that got blocked by the weather radar. And we're concerned that that's going to happen again here because these turbines are taller and closer to the Doppler in Lincoln.
The company did address the concern of interference by the turbines.
We had one of our experts, one of the nation's leading experts in weather radar and wind turbine operations testify. There's really not going to be a problem. The National Weather Service has said that as well. I mean, they're the expert agency, and they've told us no other consultation is necessary.
The concerns echoed a similar sentiment by people who objected the same company's proposal in 2018 when Tradewind Energy applied for the same special use permit. That was denied by the county. This time around, they modified the plan and decided to try again.
What's advantageous about the spot you chose?
So in all wind projects, you're looking for a supportive landowner group, a supportive community, available transmission capacity, and a good wind resource. And DeWitt County has all three of those things.
There will be several more hearings continuing into next week. The zoning board will check to see if the company's proposal meets the ordinance criteria. They will either approve or deny the application. Then it'll move on to the county board for a final decision. In the newsroom, I'm Jennifer Jensen, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Jennifer, thanks so much. Tradewind Energy says if the county grants them the special use permit, they hope to start construction in the fall and finish the project by the end of next year. It'll cost about $300 million.
Recent numbers show Macon County has lost the fourth most people in this state. More than 6,000 people left that county between 2010 and 2018. Only Cook, St. Clair, and Winnebago counties had greater losses. We spoke to people in Macon County about why they think this is happening. Many mentioned taxes almost immediately.
I think there needs to be a compromise somewhere. You know, where are our tax dollars going? Show me something. You know, the lottery was supposed to be about the schools. Where's the money?
Some people we spoke with have also noticed improvements over the years. They mentioned upgrades to downtown Decatur and other efforts to increase hiring. Only 9 of 102 counties gained population between 2010 and 2018. Those include Champaign, McLean, and Effingham counties. New at 10, the village of Rantoul is one step closer to shaking up leadership.
We told you in November 2018 that a referendum passed to change the way village trustees are appointed. Instead of choosing them at large, the 6 trustees will be picked from newly created districts. WCIA3's Emily Braun is with us now. So, Emily, why did people want this change?
Jessica, a group called the Concerned Citizens of Rantoul say it's because the current board only represents a portion of Rantoul. So taking a look at this map, this is Route 136, and it kind of splits the village in half. But when the village board took a look at this, they realized the current board members only live north of that line. So instead of that, now the village will be divided into 6 different districts. So from now on, each district will have a trustee on the board in the future. There are 2 different versions of the map that people can look over right now. The village administrator believes no matter which version is approved, though, this will solve the issue of unequal representation.
We looked at previous voting historical information. We looked at population shifts since the last 10-year census. We looked at the neighborhood schools and the way in which they are currently broken down in their districts and trying to align our map with those. So a lot of different demographic information went into putting this together.
There will be an open house on the 30th of this month so people can see the 2 different maps and put in their comments about which one they think should be used. And then final approval will come sometime in May when Rantoul voters head to the polls in the spring of 2021. They will be voting on only trustees from their district. Back to you.
Interesting. All right, Emily, thank you. We have a follow-up from Mattoon now. Several groups are coming together to help find jobs for hundreds who will be laid off. About 750 people work at LSC Communications in Mattoon. They print magazines for major publications. Yesterday, the plant announced it'll close by July. The group Coals Together is working on a job fair, and Lakeland College says it's committed to working with people who need training or are interested in their programs.
Lakeland has a lot of resources available to those who are impacted by the LSC closure. We work very closely with our local Workforce Investment Opportunity Act area, as well as many resources on campus from short-term degree programs that they can take to retool themselves all the way up to full degree programs.
If you're impacted by the closure, officials suggest you reach out for help finding a job now. One staffing agency in Mattoon says it has dozens of jobs in its system.
Also new at 10, a new business is calling itself a modern urban retreat center. It had a ribbon cutting today. Soul Care is in Urbana on South Broadway Avenue at the corner of West California Avenue. It has a co-working space for spirituality, and it's welcome to people of all ages, backgrounds, and beliefs. It also has space for appointment-based services for mind, body, and spirit wellness. The director says self-care is important for everyone.
In today's world, where being busy is a badge of honor, we're really burned out and numb. And so we're anxious, we're sad, we're angry, we've lost touch with ourselves and with the other people in our lives. And so Soul Care is a place for people to be coming back and learning about spiritual wellness and really taking care of themselves.
It's open Tuesday through Sunday.
If you're looking for a reason to head to London, we've got one for you, what you could go see this summer.
Plus, the Illinois Senate's never before had to elect a new president in the middle of its term. What the 2 vying for the spot had to say when we sat down with them.
And it's a new decade, but the same old crosstown rivalry, who one team may turn to help win it.